Welcome to Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. Welcome to Cincinnati, Ohio. Home to the 2-1 Cincinnati Bengals tonight, taking on the 0-3 Jacksonville Jaguars. And now welcome inside the broadcast booth, everybody. I'm Joe Buck. That's the Hall of Famer Troy Aikman. Let's talk about the Bengals. You can make the mistake of only looking at Joe Burrow, and he's an exciting story here in 2021. But from the head coach on down, there are a lot of pieces with Cincinnati to get excited about.
Well, that's right, because there hasn't been a lot to get excited about here over the last couple of seasons. The biggest thing right now after 3 weeks is how well that defense has been playing. They've addressed it in prior years, but some of those pieces now have taken the field, and they've been able to do some good things, really rallying to the football. Of course, Joe Burrow being a big part of this offensively, and that big win that they had coming off of on Sunday against the Pittsburgh Steelers, they all understand it means nothing if they're not able to follow that up here tonight on a short week against a team that they're favored to beat.
Yeah, a team that's lost 18 straight, and no Jaguar fan can accuse Shad Khan, their owner, of not trying to win. He spent big dollars to bring Urban Meyer in to be the head coach. They now have the #1 overall pick playing a quarterback in Trevor Lawrence. Let's see if tonight's the night that they can limit the turnovers and play a complete game.
Yeah, that's been the big part of it. I mean, in talking with people within the organization, they feel like they've gotten better each week. But as a guy who's been through it, a rookie quarterback on a poor team, there's going to be those learning experience that you draw from. It's just going to be a part of his year. And he knows as well as anybody he's got to be better with the football and protect it. But he's still learning out some of those relationships between receivers and defenders. But they feel like if they're able to protect the ball and do some things that protect him a little better than they have, that they can be in this game in the fourth quarter and give themselves to come away with their first win.
Yeah, and Aaron Andrews, one thing he hasn't experienced a lot of with a football in his hands is losing.
Absolutely. This intro to the NFL, not exactly what Trevor Lawrence is accustomed to. He only lost 2 games in high school, only lost 2 games in college, and like you guys mentioned, winless in his first 3 with Jacksonville. So how is the young rookie holding up? He said no one wants to be 0-3, but I like where we are in terms of getting better every single week. Now for his play, he said, I'm getting there. I'm feeling better about myself. His wide receiver, Marvin Jones, did say, I love the rookie's presence. He's managed to stay even keel. All right, we're on to Cincinnati. Let's send it to Christina Payne.
Thanks, Aaron. Joe Burrow back in action, but not 100%, just 9.5 months into a 12-month recovery process, but he now goes through one of the longest pregame warm-ups you will see from a starting quarterback. He was out throwing for more than an hour before the game. He told me that's new this year because he has to keep his knee loose, doesn't want it sitting for 2 hours after his prehab. That knee brace you saw this year is new this season as well. Told me he plans to wear it throughout. Said it wasn't his first choice, but he's got used to it, Joe.
Yeah, just a necessary evil for a guy who, as Christina said, is just 9.5 months removed from surgery for a torn ACL, among other ligaments in his knee. Cincinnati won the toss. They defer. The Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence will start this night with the football. Glad you're with us on NFL Network.
Timeout. Jacksonville, they're first.
Well, it has not been pretty for the rookie quarterbacks over the first 3 weeks. As you look at names like Trevor Lawrence playing tonight, Zach Wilson of the Jets, Justin Fields with the Bears, Mac Jones has the only win of the group, and Davis Mills, who we were impressed with at times a week ago tonight in a losing cause against Carolina. A 1-10 record, 19 interceptions, 39 sacks, and the guy who has been sacked the most is Zach Wilson of the Jets. No score. Urban Meyer, first season as a head coach in the NFL, 0-3 start. He's only lost 4 in a season twice in his career. That was 2007 and 2010 at Florida. Robinson takes it in, his second of the year. Jaguars up 7. Early Urban, 1984, defensive back at the University of Cincinnati, 85, coaching intern at St. Xavier High School. Luke Kuechly went, not in the 80s. And his son Nate Meyer, a wide receiver at the University of Cincinnati, and he grew up a Bengals fan. And 7-0 Jaguars in front after 1. Thursday Night Football presented by Bud Light Platinum. Back after this. Welcome back to Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum, Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. 22nd year this has been the home to the Bengals. And Meyer is a head coach in the NFL, Aaron Andrews.
Yeah, and he told us, you know, it's been a learning process. We have young guys, but we have some older ones, some vets that he's leaning on. One of those, Marvin Jones, who said he's been great about asking guys like me questions. He's always open to anything we have to say. And look, it's all about ebbs and flows in this league. But Marvin Jones saying, I think he's done a good job having everything in place for us and letting us know when he needs some help.
Bangs into his own sideline. Jaguars up 7.
Thursday Night Football is delivered by Pizza Hut. Order today at pizzahut.com.
So that early leg injury for DJ Shark, he is out for the rest of the game. Hopefully it's not a long-term thing, but downfield to make the stop. Aaron.
We saw Trevor Lawrence use his legs there. Troy, you've been talking about how he was using them more in that Arizona game on Sunday. He admitted to us, I'm really sore this week. And remember, guys, obviously a short week, another first for this rookie quarterback. So he said besides studying and trying to figure out everything with Cincinnati, he was trying to just feel better with his legs. Good sore. I'm sure he's not feeling bad right now.
Well, we talked about it at the top as we welcome you back inside the broadcast booth, Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. And we talked about it when we had a chance to visit with Trevor Lawrence. There was a confidence there. He wasn't really upset about the first 3 weeks, and he thought they were going to play well. I think he had the right feeling.
Yeah, I think that's how he's wired. You know, I think he's just one of these guys who's really positive, upbeat. You know, he was not down at all, was not frustrated at all. You know, they had a nice lead on a good team on Sunday against Arizona. It was a pick 6 to kind of turn things around, but you know, he's moving on, and he is playing well tonight.
And he's able to drive forward to end the half. Crowd doesn't like it, but they make the stop on 4th and goal and trail by just 14 at the half. And get the ball to start half number 2. Stay tuned. The Lexus halftime report comes your way next.
Want more stats? Just ask Siri. Who leads the league in passing touchdowns? Thursday Night Football is presented by Bud Light Platinum, brewed for the night.
Time for tonight's game flow, brought to you by Progressive. To nothing at the half. Cincinnati about to get the broadcast booth. Buck and Troy Aikman, and Jacksonville's got to be thrilled with the way they played the first half, and they knocked on the door of making a kind of a blowout there at the end of the half. And for Cincinnati, how do they get back in it? How do they get back to what they did the first time they had the ball when they moved it pretty easily? Yeah, that's, you know, they were doing some of the misdirection underneath center, play action. That worked. After that drive, they've had just 1 first down. So they've got to, first of all, get to 3rd and short. They just had the one right before the half. They failed to get it, but everything else has been 3rd and long. And then, just as importantly, this defense has got to make some stops. Pretty incredible what a complete first half Jacksonville played on both sides of the ball. Able to cross the 30.
Well, that's a good start.
Send it down to the field, and Christina Pink.
Hey, Joe. Well, yeah, the Bengals looked shell-shocked in that first half. Jacksonville moving the ball at will. Zach Taylor at the half told me they have 15 first downs. We can't stop the run. And we've got to do a better job playing complementary football. That'll be harder with Larry Ogunjobi questionable to return with a knee injury. Offensively, he said, look, the play action is working well for us. We just have to do a better job running the football.
Quick setup and throw, and a misfire with Jamar Chase. Now down to Aaron Andrews.
And Urban Meyer wanted to give praise to his offensive line, Joe, saying they've done very well protecting Trevor Lawrence, and we've been able to see him use his legs. What did he stress at the half? turning the ball over. Take care of the ball. No turnovers for this team in the first half, but he said it's absolutely killed us in our first 3 games. Said who knows where we would be if we hadn't turned the ball over so much. Take care of it here.
So, number 8, 22 yards. Bengals cut the Jaguars lead in half.
Thursday Night Football is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Save when you bundle auto, home, or motorcycle insurance. Visit progressive.com.
Well, Joe Burrow right back to the field. During halftime here tonight in Cincinnati, they had the team's inaugural Ring of Honor ceremony. They honored the careers of Paul Brown, who founded the Bengals, Kenny Anderson, 4-time Pro Bowl selection, NFL MVP in '81, Kenny Riley, 65 career interceptions, 5th most all-time, and Anthony Munoz, a former colleague at Fox and one of the best tackles in the history of the game.
One of the greatest humans on the planet.
Yeah, that too.
30 seconds.
Bengals need to use a timeout here. October 10th, action kicks off early. Don't forget, NFL Network. Number 2 overall pick Zach Wilson and the Jets take on Matt Ryan and the Falcons. Live from London, Sunday, October 10th at 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Only on NFL Network and streaming on the NFL app. Home crowd happy. Visiting head coach is not.
Thursday Night Football is brought to you by Corona Extra. Find the fine life. Live La Vida Más Fina.
No, I'm just saying, Troy, I love what you've done with the backyard. That's gorgeous. Ball's out, but out of bounds. How about some old school gin? Go back to the Freezer Bowl, the nickname given to the 1981 AFC Championship game played at Riverfront between the Chargers and Bengals. Air temperature -9, wind chill, toasty -59, and the Bengals won 27-7, advanced to Super Bowl 16 and lost to San Francisco.
Can't even imagine playing those conditions.
Here's Chenault. And who was that skinny rookie from Florida who could fly, who had 1,000 yards? That was Cadillac. That season, our buddy Chris Collinsworth. I'm playing in the Freezer Bowl. The first time I was hit was like taking a sledgehammer to a mirror. It was like pieces of me fell on that field.
I heard him talk about it when we were working together, how cold he was. I mean, you can't feel anything. I mean, at some point.
Tied at 21. What a night in Cincinnati. The Bengals did not score in the first half. This half they've gone 3 for 3 in possessions. Jones for 7. Remember, Joe Burrow was at Ohio State, lost a quarterback battle to Dwayne Haskins, and they have remained friends ever since. Burrow went on to just light it up at LSU and was the #1 overall pick last year, but they are still buddies.
And it was obvious in talking with both of them, right? I mean, you could just tell that there was enormous respect for one another. And
timeout, second 1.5 before a 3rd and 4. Sunday on NFL Game Day morning, Tom Brady makes his return to Foxborough to face Bill Belichick and the Patriots. The crew has it all covered, including live reports from New England. NFL Game Day morning, Sunday at 9, live on NFL Network. I think there's been a bigger free agent signing in recent history in this league, or really any other, than Tom Brady making the decision to go to Tampa Bay. 6-time Super Bowl winner with New England and Bill Belichick. 3 MVP awards, the record. 167th game in Foxborough. And back he comes with Tampa Bay.
I can only imagine the emotions that he'll be feeling. All the memories that he made, all the great things that he accomplished, and the love that he's going to feel from those fans.
That That's where Mr. Burrow and this Cincinnati offense will set up shop in a tie game. We're glad you're watching Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum. City of Cincinnati, and with a game winner this year, the rookie from Florida, 5th-round pick. And it was week 1 in the 27-24 win over Minnesota in OT. Until now. Cincinnati wins it 24-21, and the rookie is hoisted for the 2nd time in 4 weeks. From Harris to Huber to the right foot of McPherson, and the Bengals are 3-1. Zach Taylor's got another win. Shutout in the first half. But they end up with a 3-point win. Mercedes EQ postgame show coming up. 24-21 is the final. What a night in Cincinnati. Thanks for watching Thursday Night Football, presented by Bud Light Platinum.